Hi guys, this is Carmella of the Sunny Rock Kitchen. It's been a while, I know, but I thought, hey, it's time that I touch base in the flesh a little bit and tell you what's up with us here in BC. So let's see where where to start. I've already told you about the really quiet summer that we've just had on a friend's property. Um, and we spent all summer looking for trailers. I mean, pretty much for 3 months, every day would be coming all the ads for trailers, online, and we had a certain budget to play with, and nothing really jumped at us, in terms of a real yes. We would have had to travel quite a long ways, as well, and yeah, there was just nothing really showing up. And then in the meantime, a friend of ours, just like that, presented that she had this cabin for rent for the winter. And she wasn't even offering it to us. She was just mentioning that she might be looking for renters. And so I thought I have to tell at least Dawn about it, that life just presented this opportunity without me even looking for it. So I presented it to Dawn, and automatically he says yes. I could see that happen, and he said that he could feel this big relief from his, just this other uh, possibility just presenting itself, because he could see that things weren't really flowing for spending the winter in the States. So anyways, one thing led to another, and everything flowed so effortlessly. Everything came together, and a few weeks, a couple of weeks later, we were moving into a cabin, which is not very far from where we were before. Here's Kylo. I don't know if you'll see him. So it's, as you can see, it's by the Slocan River. Actually, this is where the Slocan River becomes the lake, Slocan Lake, and it's just absolutely, amazing. It's such a beautiful area. You can see the mountains in the distance, and just actually a few meters from the cabin is the Valhalla Provincial Park. And I mean, this is where we can go for our walks. This is like a real blessing. We've always noticed everywhere where we've lived, we always had a beautiful walk presented so that we could get our exercise and enjoy, the nature's beauty. So the place, it's very humble. I'll show it to you later in another little video. And yeah, it will be a cool winter, but it's a roof over our heads, and we just couldn't deny that, you know, that there was a flow happening for us to stay here, even though that's the last thing we would have expected. So, and actually I should tell you, there was one thing I kept really being pulled to go into the States, so it took a while for me to say, okay, well, this is what we should be doing. I kept feeling, I should be going down there. There's people, that we've made connections with over the years, and I felt it was important to connect with them. So we kind of had this realization that perhaps I could go and spend a few months there on my own. So I would fly there alone and leave Dawn behind with the animals, and then come back, a few months later. And that we talked, that over with a friend, and it just, that also all clicked into place. It really felt like that was the right thing to do, to go and spend some time there. So that looks like that's what the winter will be for us. Sometime from in the States, and then back here, and then we will only be here until the summer, and then we have to move and probably stay with our friends again for the summer months. So yeah, as I always like to say, how to make God laugh, you make plans, and once again we're showed just that no matter how you think you've got things figured out, you just never know how it's going to shake in the end. And our intention is always to do whatever is for the highest good. So it looks like, even though it's quite different than what we expected, we're on the right track somehow. So I guess I'll stop here for now, and then the next little video, I'll show you what our little home will be like, and then we'll take it from there. See you then. All right, so here's the little tour of our home for the winter. So first we've got the kitchen. It's a really old house, but and it's a bit quirky, but it's just perfect for us. Hopefully there'll be lots of yummy recipes coming out of this kitchen. And then you have the eating area. You can see, I mean, it's such a huge space for us. After spending all these months, in the van or in a small trailer. So we don't have much furniture, so it's looking sparse. But we're using this room for storing lots of our fruit and vegetables. I got to have such a great harvest from the garden. Some tomatoes, you can see that in the back there. Some tomatoes and some potatoes and carrots and beets. So we'll be all stocked up for the winter. I got Mr. Dehydrator all set up. And let's see, now if we go into the living room space, oh, it's nice and cooking in here. So we just got our firewood today, so at last we'll have a lot of warmth going on here, and we'll try to keep it the best we can, even though the house isn't really insulated. But we put plastic over the windows, so that should do it. Our little office area, there's Dawn. No doubt checking out what's going on the financial scene. How's it looking, Dawn?
Doomed.
Oh. And let's see. And then that's the space where we'll be sleeping. There's actually a hole upstairs, but we decided to close it off. It's already so big for us, and it's going to be much easier to heat up that way. And what have we got there? Some kombucha. And let's see, actually I forgot, I wanted to show you this. I got some kombucha happening here too. That's a nice change from being on the road as well, because when we're traveling, we can't really do any kombucha. So here's the system. I actually got this tip from our friend Diane in Santa Barbara. Do you see, there's a seedling pad there. It's a heating pad for starting seeds in the spring. And there's a thermostat there, so I'm using that to keep more of a steady temperature for the kombucha. So that way it actually brews in 7 days to 10 days, as opposed to the usual like 2 to 3 weeks, because it's so cool here. The way we don't eat the house 24/7, so it can get pretty cool here. So yeah, so that's a great little trick. So here's, and wrapped up nicely in sleeping bag to keep the warmth. So that's it, our little humble home for the winter. And let's say we'll just go back in the kitchen. That's it, folks. So I guess next time I'll talk to you, I'll be down in the States. I think that's coming up pretty soon. I'm going in less than 10 days now. So I'll keep you up to date on what all I'm up to down there. Hopefully it should be warmer and sunnier than here in BC. So I'm looking forward to more sunshine and soaking up, all that warm weather before bracing myself to come back for the rest of the winter here. So I hope you're good wherever you are, and we'll stay in touch. Bye.